If I told you that the Egyptian pyramids might not have been built by humans in the way we have always believed? That everything you learned about them might only be the surface of a massive secret hidden for more than 4,000 years? Would you believe it? Imagine standing in front of a structure nearly 150 meters tall, built from millions of stone blocks weighing anywhere from a few tons to dozens of tons each. Yet every block fits together so perfectly that even a sheet of paper can barely slide between them. The level of precision is not just impressive, it feels almost impossible. In some places, the accuracy of the stone cutting even rivals what modern machinery can achieve today. What makes the mystery deeper is that all of this was accomplished more than 4,500 years ago, during a time when humans had no steel tools, no cranes, no advanced transport systems, and not even a fully developed wheel for moving massive materials. Even today, with laser technology, computer modeling, satellite positioning, and modern engineering knowledge, we still struggle to recreate a pyramid with the same level of perfection. Engineers can build skyscrapers, bridges, and giant dams, but recreating the Great Pyramid with the same precision using ancient techniques remains an enormous challenge. That leaves us with one of the most fascinating questions in human history. How did they do it? And perhaps even more mysterious, why did they do it? What could have motivated an ancient civilization to devote decades of labor, organization, and resources to build a structure that would stand almost unchanged for thousands of years? But the mystery does not end with the stones themselves. Beneath the pyramid lie hidden voids that scientists have not yet dared to fully explore. Narrow shafts where robotic explorers have only managed to travel part of the distance before turning back. And chambers that still have no clear explanation. Some of these spaces have never been entered since the pyramid was first sealed more than 4 millennia ago. What could be hidden inside them? A forgotten chamber filled with ancient knowledge? A sacred space designed for rituals we do not understand? Or perhaps something even more extraordinary that humanity has not yet discovered? The story of the pyramids does not truly begin with the stones. It begins the moment you ask yourself a simple but powerful question. How much do we really understand about the civilization that created them? When you close your eyes and imagine ancient Egypt, the images that appear are often familiar. Massive statues of gods standing silently in the desert, hidden tombs buried deep beneath the sand, and long wooden boats drifting slowly along the legendary Nile River. Yet behind those images lies a civilization far more complex than most people realize. Even after centuries of study, historians and archaeologists admit that we still understand only a small part of how the ancient Egyptians lived and what they believed. The Egyptians did not simply build temples and monuments. They built an entire worldview where life and death were connected in ways that many modern societies struggle to understand. To them, death was not an end but a transformation. Life on Earth was only one stage of existence. Beyond it lay an eternal realm where the soul could continue its journey. Because of this belief, preparing for death became one of the most important parts of life. Imagine living more than 4,000 years ago. The people of that time wore simple linen garments, walked in sandals made from reeds, and used tools crafted mainly from copper and stone. Yet these same people were capable of creating structures that still leave modern engineers amazed. What is even more fascinating is that the Egyptians themselves did not see these achievements as miracles. To them, everything followed a natural order established by the gods. They believed that every event in the universe was part of a divine balance. The rising and setting of the sun represented the journey of the sun god across the sky. The annual flooding of the Nile was seen as a blessing that brought life to the land. The movement of the stars was believed to guide both time and destiny. In this worldview, the pharaoh was not just a king ruling over a nation. He was believed to be the living embodiment of divine power on earth. This belief created a unique society where religion, science, politics, and architecture were deeply connected. The pyramids were not simply engineering projects. They were sacred structures designed with cosmic meaning. Every stone placed into those monuments was part of a greater spiritual purpose. For the Egyptians, the pyramid was not just a tomb, it was a gateway between worlds. One of the most remarkable examples of their dedication to the afterlife was the practice of mummification. The Egyptians believed that in order for the soul to live forever, The body had to remain intact. If the body decayed, the soul would lose its connection to the physical world. Because of this belief, they developed complex techniques to preserve human bodies for thousands of years. Organs were carefully removed and stored. The body was dried using natural salts, and then wrapped in layers of linen. The result was something astonishing: human remains that could survive for millennia. Even today, modern scientists still study these techniques with admiration. But the mysteries of ancient Egypt go far beyond burial rituals. The Egyptians also possessed an impressive understanding of astronomy, mathematics, and natural cycles. They observed the movement of the sun, moon, and stars so carefully that they were able to predict the flooding of the Nile with remarkable accuracy. They created a calendar with 365 days, something humanity continues to use today. Their architecture shows an understanding of proportions and geometry that still surprises historians. Yet one detail continues to puzzle researchers. The Egyptians wrote extensively about religion, myths, daily life, and royal achievements. Temples and tombs are filled with hieroglyphs describing rituals and stories of the gods. But strangely, almost none of these writings explain exactly how the pyramids were built. There are no detailed construction manuals, no engineering diagrams, and no step-by-step records describing the building process. It is as if the knowledge was intentionally kept secret. Some scholars believe the techniques were passed down only among elite groups of master builders. These craftsmen may have guarded their knowledge closely, treating it almost like a sacred tradition. Over centuries, as dynasties rose and fell, those secrets may have been lost forever. War, political change, and simple human forgetfulness could have erased the knowledge that once allowed such monumental structures to be built. Another surprising discovery made by archaeologists challenges one of the most common myths about pyramid construction. For a long time, people believed that the pyramids were built by huge numbers of slaves forced to work under brutal conditions. However, modern excavations near the Giza Plateau tell a very different story. Archaeologists have uncovered the remains of organized worker villages where pyramid builders lived. These workers had houses, bakeries, medical care, and even burial sites honoring them after death. They were paid with food, including bread and beer, and they worked in rotating teams. Rather than slaves, they were skilled laborers and respected members of society. Yet even with an organized workforce, the scale of the Great Pyramid of Khufu remains astonishing. The pyramid contains approximately 2.3 million stone blocks. Many of these blocks weigh between 2 and 15 tons, while some granite stones used in the inner chambers weigh up to 70 tons. These stones were transported from quarries located many kilometers away, some even brought from distant regions across the Nile River. Somehow, the ancient Egyptians managed to move, lift, and position all of these stones with incredible precision. One of the most mysterious aspects of the pyramid is its alignment. The four sides of the Great Pyramid face almost perfectly toward the four cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. The accuracy of this alignment is so precise that the error is only a tiny fraction of a degree. Achieving such precision would be challenging even with modern surveying equipment. How the ancient Egyptians accomplished this using simple tools remains a subject of intense debate. Inside the pyramid, the design becomes even more complex. Narrow passages lead to hidden chambers. The grand gallery rises upward through the structure with a steep and perfectly angled ceiling. The king's chamber sits deep within the pyramid and is constructed from massive granite blocks weighing dozens of tons each. Above this chamber are several additional, relieving chambers, designed to distribute the enormous weight of the stone above. Without these chambers, the roof would collapse under pressure. The level of architectural planning involved is extraordinary. One particularly strange detail about the Great Pyramid is how empty it appears. Unlike many later pyramids and royal tombs, the interior of Khufu's pyramid contains almost no decorative carvings or hieroglyphs. Most Egyptian tombs are filled with elaborate artwork and texts describing religious rituals and the journey of the soul after death. But the Great Pyramid is almost completely silent. It contains only bare stone walls and a large granite sarcophagus in the king's chamber. Even that sarcophagus raises questions. It has no lid, and when the pyramid was first entered in ancient times, no mummy was found inside. There were no treasures, no burial goods, and no clear evidence of a royal funeral. This absence has led some researchers to wonder whether the pyramid truly functioned as a tomb in the traditional sense. If it was not primarily a burial chamber, then what was its true purpose? Over the years, several theories have emerged. The most traditional explanation suggests that the pyramid was built using massive ramps made of earth, stone, and wood. Workers could have dragged the heavy blocks upward along these ramps as the structure grew taller. However, critics of this theory point out that the ramps would have needed to be extremely large, possibly even larger than the pyramid itself. Yet very little physical evidence of such ramps has been found. Another theory proposes that the pyramid was built using an internal spiral ramp hidden inside the structure. According to this idea, workers gradually lifted the stones upward through a ramp system built within the pyramid's walls. Some modern scans of the pyramid's interior have detected unusual empty spaces that might support this possibility. If true, it would mean the builders used a highly sophisticated architectural strategy far ahead of its time. There are also more controversial theories suggesting that the pyramid may have served purposes beyond a simple tomb. Some researchers believe the structure may have functioned as an astronomical observatory aligned with specific stars. Others suggest it could have been part of a ritual system designed to help the soul of the pharaoh ascend to the heavens. There are even speculative ideas proposing that the pyramid acted as a kind of ancient energy structure, using its shape and materials to interact with natural forces of the earth. In recent years, new technology has provided surprising discoveries. Using a technique known as muon tomography, scientists have been able to scan the inside of the pyramid using cosmic particles. In 2017, this method revealed a large hidden void located above the Grand Gallery. The space is estimated to be about 30 meters long, making it one of the largest unexplored structures ever discovered inside the pyramid. Yet no one knows what it was built for. Robotic explorers sent into narrow shafts within the pyramid have also discovered strange stone doors fitted with copper handles. Behind these doors appear to be additional sealed chambers that have never been opened. Were these symbolic barriers placed to protect sacred spaces? Or do they guard something more significant? For now, the answer remains unknown. Another discovery that has sparked debate involves the stones themselves. Some scientists have suggested that certain blocks in the pyramid might not have been carved from natural rock at all. Instead, they could have been cast using an early form of limestone concrete. If this theory proves correct, it would mean the ancient Egyptians possessed advanced knowledge of material science thousands of years before similar technologies appeared in modern history. Despite centuries of research, one final question continues to haunt historians. Why did the construction of pyramids change after Khufu's reign? Later pyramids were smaller and often built with less precision. Some even partially collapsed over time. If the Egyptians truly possessed the knowledge to build something as perfect as the Great Pyramid, why did they not repeat the same achievement in later generations? Did the knowledge disappear? Or was the Great Pyramid part of a unique moment in history that could never be recreated? After thousands of years, the Great Pyramid of Giza still stands in the desert like a silent challenge to human understanding. It has survived the rise and fall of empires, natural disasters, and the passage of time itself. And yet, the deeper we investigate it, the more questions we seem to uncover. Some people believe it is simply an extraordinary tomb built by a brilliant ancient civilization. Others believe it is an astronomical monument designed to connect Earth with the cosmos. And some believe it hides secrets about knowledge and technology that humanity has not yet rediscovered. So what do you think? What was the true purpose of the Great Pyramid? Was it a royal tomb, a cosmic monument, or something far more mysterious? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring ancient mysteries and forgotten civilizations, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more journeys into the hidden stories of our world. The truth about the pyramids may still be waiting to be discovered.